Okay, let me figure out what I was doing here. Mars, that's what we were doing. To figure out something to do after Mars. Venus in 193 days. We might as well send the same crap to Venus. Pap, I had considered that option, but landing at supersonic speeds is kind of difficult. Also, I'm not sure how it worked when we played it in Race into Space, because it must have been like that originally, and obviously we all completed it. So I don't know what's going on. All right, let me load up Ares. Did I never actually save Ares? Apparently I literally, oh, there it is, Ares 1, okay. So this is going to be Cythera 2 and Cythera 3, I guess. What are the, how much does it cost? 3681. All right, so yeah, we'll have plenty of performance. Is there anything we need to do for Venus? Oh, you know, dare we land on Venus? We might. We've got excess capacity in this thing. Let's look at how much it would cost. Yeah, I did watch that launch. I was really happy that it worked out. Parachute. Oh yeah, now we need some comms. Okay. And we can get by with COM-16s. We're not going to be higher than 8,000 kilometers. Oh, we're going to have the same stupid bug. So I'm going to have to turn off, like, ignore max temperature or something silly like that. Oh, well, what if I use the radial ones? D'Anthony, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy them. What can we do here? It's kind of ambitious to do a Venus lander, but why not? Thermal. I think I want the... I want this one. Get the tiny one. Venus. Main. Input craft mass. 0.2. Wanted touchdown speed. 2. Parachutes. 2. Pre-deployment altitude. 100 meters. Deployment altitude 50 meters. Okay, so it basically has no parachute whatsoever. We also have to change material to Kevlar because nylon will burn up. All right, so now we add a couple of these. Oh, they stick out slightly too far. So let's solve it this way. All right. Now, how much does the mass change? 279, 397? 147 to 397. So we're 50 kilograms too heavy. Let's try half the ablator. That's not enough. Let's lower the battery. That takes us down. RCS is MMHNTO. Let's put some in. Let's add that and then that. All right, we're still under the limit, but we haven't put any science instruments on. Did the parachutes get reset or something? No, they're still correct. Wonder what's so heavy. Decoupler mass is next to nothing. How much does this mass? Only 40 kilograms. Ah, the parachutes were screwy. So let's go ahead and re-increase that. And now also we need some comms. Okay, and we're going to action group this on 9. Which of the toggles? We'll just have activate. Right, now we have to actually include some science instruments. Thermometer. Geiger roller tube. Micrometeorite detector. Barometer. The orbital perturbation detector we can't do in atmosphere. So it won't do us any good. I wonder why that's showing up that way. And that's... weird. Some of them align some ways and some align the other way. Oh no, because they're in absolute space. All right, and we don't need anything beyond batteries for this. What else? What else do we need to do to this? Some solar panels will be nice. Wonder if I can manage to fit any of them on here. All right, and we're still under the mass limit. Good. So we'll offset this upwards so that we can actually see what's going on. Put the solar panels here. Move them in a little bit so that they don't... let's make, I guess, a hat out of them so that they're far enough back from the edge. Rotate those so they clear. All right. Now, ideally, I'd put all of this in an aeroshell, but I think Proc Fairings still has a bug with drag cubes. Right. Well, this is Sister 3. So let's put some fairing sides back on. So actually, where is this decoupler? When does the RCS trigger? That decoupler goes here. And these parachutes go here. All right. I think that's going to be good. We're still under the mass limit for that thing. Now, let's see how it behaves under FAR. So, reroute that. Let's delete all of this and check FAR. Good. Still good. Great, I actually designed it correctly for once. So visually, it looks like the goo thing, sorry, the biosamples are indeed behind the heat shield. I think I could fix that slightly better. Could I? Yeah, but I think they're behind it. Because, I mean, look, they're less wide than the shield, and they're not far displaced. And visually, looking from above, even looking a long way from above, so we ignore the effects of perspective as much as possible, they're behind it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and build 2 of these and fly them at our Venus window. Those go there. All right. Just check delta V. 4357 plus 4604 plus 3957. 12918 minus 3800. 3700. Well, that's a little tighter than I would have liked. But we can run this main engine a little bit to finish the burn if we have to. Yeah, I don't want to bother with hydrolocks. Notionally, it was 3618, so that should be plenty. All right, so let's build a couple of these. 1 and 2. Let's check mission control. Gives us 4 years. PAP, if you're here, I think what you want here is a maximum apoapsis, not a maximum periapsis. Because periapsis is sort of meaningless because you're always going to want to you're always going to want as low a pericythera as possible. Yeah, I mean, I would think that a Venus rover would involve metal wheels rather than any kind of rubber. Let's go ahead and get max of 2 contracts. Sorry, we have 5 to spare. Is there anything else we really care about doing? No, because I haven't looked into fixing this. Well, let's go ahead and get Venus orbit. Well, we'll certainly make that. That's for sure. Venus atmospheric probe. Take that, and Venus landing. We'll take that. All right. We still have a few contracts left. So that'll complete 46 days. Yeah, so we're going to complete them well before the Venus launch rolls around. Are both pads upgraded? Yes, they are. All right, so we have a boatload of money. I think we probably need to start investing it on upgrading things. $3 million on that. Oh boy. How expensive is a pad? Also $1.5 million. Can I do... Yeah, I think there's no real reason not to do like half again a Saturn 1 and like an EOR mission. Yeah, I think we need to start saving up money to actually do some of these upgrades. We probably want 1 heavy pad. We probably also want the VAB upgraded. We need enough money to unlock Apollo. So let's complete that. So Ares 1 is going to go to a pad. Get rid of all these. All right, so we'll roll Ares 1 out to pad Able. We'll roll Ares 2 out to pad Baker. And we'll be ready for our Mars launch in 17 days. Is there anything much we can do meanwhile? Not really. I don't think there's really anything we can do. We might actually have our VAB idle for a little bit, waiting for things to unlock. Or waiting for me to figure out what's wrong with the RemoteTech thing. Man, we can... Oh, right, we can do this 5 times. So we could just do this again. Get even more lunar science. We could land on one of the poles, for example. We kind of need the money, so I guess we might as well. We won't do a sample return from it, though. Yeah, that has a pretty good payout ratio. Meh, we have nothing else to launch, so we might as well. Yep, you just upgrade the VAB building to tier 2. You get 1 build rate per tier of VAB. All right, let's load up our what landed on the moon first? I think it was this. Looks likely. Yes. That looks like a thing that would have landed on the moon. Oh, this was the thing that didn't have enough thrust. Oh, it's already set to MMH and NTO. All right. 1401. Increase the tech level of these. And increase the tech level of these. In total, it's 1 ton. And that should be more than enough. However, we can now replace these 3 with a single Ranger and see if we can do it on 800 kilograms. Whoops. That's crossfeed. All right. So let's why is MechJeb getting confused? This confuses me. See if that unconfuses MechJeb. Good. All right, and we really only need about 2,000 plus 800. We really only need about 2,800 meters per second delta V for this. So I think we can just go ahead and do this now. And what tech level is this? Okay. I don't even remember what number of Selene we're up to. I think we're up to 11. Okay. I mean, technically, we should rebuild this just so it's so we're using a solid, like a wax wing kick motor, but it's not been tried yet, and I don't want to risk it. So we'll stick with liquid, which we know works. That's plenty of delta V to land on the moon. But we can stretch it a little bit more. Up to there. Okay. And that's an ST2, which is fine. Okay. This is a decent little lunar lander. Selene 11. 1401. Yeah, this is really quite a lot of delta V to land on the moon, which is good because I have a bad habit of needing it. Wonder if this will be enough. This alone, probably not, but we'll see. Yeah, because that's not 800 kilos, and it was just going to GTO, so we will need the other stage. Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. So let's get no, that's wrong. Aries, I guess. That'll do. Okay, that's way more delta V than we need. So we're going to go ahead and just put this under it. Okay, let's fix the staging. Staging fixed. And these are 13s. We haven't used the H1s yet. All right. That'll do. that is enough launch vehicle for this to fly. That is indeed enough launch vehicle for this to work. That engine. What RCS is that? Oh, now we have to fix this staging. All right. That's better. Okay, 3462 plus 3681 plus 4733 minus 300. Wait, really? It's decoupling wrong? Oh. No? Oh, wait. Where's the other decoupler? I think the staging is a little bit screwed. Maybe. Let's examine that and the RCS. All right, and that and the little itty bitty RCS and those engines, and then nope, staging's not screwed. This is not enough launch vehicle for what we need. All right, so I guess we do actually have to launch it on the big old launch vehicle. Yeah, we're about 600 meters per second short. I thought we could cut down the mass of it enough, but we can't. We might be able to shave another 100 kilos off, but that won't be enough. So we'll just launch it on a heavy launch vehicle. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll just launch it on the same launch vehicle we've been using for Ares and Cythera. Okay. Fairing side. XLR 81. All right. That looks better in terms of delta V. Yeah, we have a kilometer per second extra now. Oh well. And we're back to being quite expensive again. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and build one of these. So that'll be ready when we're ready. So let's get ready for our Mars window. $15, $14, $13. All right. Let's kill the Mars window, and let's launch our Mars probe. Now, tragically, I didn't put antennas on these, so they can't serve as Martian ComSats. Because I just want them to be able to work. Or did I put antenna? I can't remember if I put antenna. I think I didn't. So they just have a dish. Right. Let's launch into the plane of the moon. Let me try to remember what turn profile I used for this. I think we want to go low, if we can. Squeeze every bit of delta V we can out of this and accept the low parking orbit. No, 130. All right, let's go. Might as well go. And engine ignition. For once, we have a day launch into the plane of the moon. Getting the stratosphere. Man, it looks almost like an atlas, actually, if this were a constant curvature. Atlas, Gina. We're not caring that much about our relative inclination because we're launching into planetary, so whatever. Deactivate that. And we have, let's see, 10 seconds to go to booster cutout. Well, the first stage booster cutout. Cut off. Retro knowledge and second stage ignition. Pitch up a little. Fairing SEP. Okay, by visual inspection I did not bring any antennas for this, so it will not be serving as a Martian ComSat, assuming we can even achieve Martian orbit, which I don't know about. Let's pull up level. Gradually pitching down. Okay. Pap, I would agree with you on making the baby sergeant clusters have 0 entry cost when you have a single baby sergeant. All right, so the next one we should launch even lower, I think. Yeah, the FASA ones are kind of hard to put together. Okay. Oops. Oh, we actually do need to fix this. That'll do. All right. Now, realistically, they wouldn't extend these until after payload separation, but we're going to go ahead and extend them now. Now, we need to target Mars. And we want an advanced transfer to another planet. All right, so really, we launched like 3 days early, 4 days early. So we want to launch the other thing in 4 days. Because it should take this transit. All right, let's do that. Oh, good, and it's near perigee, so we won't have wasted that. Good. Okay. What is our charge? So the draw. What's our... Oh, we're charging. That's nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and perform that maneuver. Where are we? Why are we not getting comms? We should be getting comms. Oh, we're over there. All right, fine. Let's get to... All right, let's turn our... Now we have comms. All right. Let's reorient. Why is RCS not doing anything? So only... That's weird. Why is some of our RCS working and some of it not? That's confusing to me. PAP, yes it does. It doesn't need that much work, but it does need some work. Well, I mean, the stages probably need a fair amount of work. The engines only need a little work. So let's go ahead and save and reload and see if that fixes the RCS. Because something's fishy here. Why was the RCS blowing like that? That was weird. No, that did not fix the RCS. They both are at 212, which means they're both configured for the same thing. So it must think that some of them are shielded, maybe? It must think that one's shielded. Yeah. Pitch down and yaw left don't work. That's an interesting bug. All right, so we'll roll so that we're pitching up. Okay. Oh, wait. I wonder. Probably not. Show actuation toggles. Yeah, everything's on. So I don't know what's up with that. That's a super weird bug. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea why this RCS is just not working. It's incredibly weird. All right, well, there's one other thing we could do, I guess. To at least have some authority, we will turn yaw pitch on for the ullage thrusters. And hopefully that will at least give us some authority. Or not. No. And I know they're not shielded. Oh, no, only that one is not shielded. All right, that's a weird bug. I may have to turn on ignore shielding for the RCS thrusters for now, just to make this craft work. That's super weird. It's the first time that's happened in my memory. Good enough. All right. Now let's warp to the sunny side. Are we at, no, we're still not on the sunny side yet. All right, now we're on the sunny side. And we're getting some decent energy from there. Decent enough that our batteries are charging. So we're going to go ahead and try to execute the maneuver, I guess. "40 minutes. "6 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. All right. Well, that was weird. Because, I mean, look at them. They're not actually shielded any more than any other time I've flown this stage. This stage is literally identical to every other time I've flown it. And yet, Super weird. So simulating in the 1950s meant asking your staff of mathematicians to solve the equations of motion for a while. That's more like calculating trajectories and stuff like that and trying to figure out a decent launch profile. The actual aerodynamics of it. So for planes, obviously, that would be in a wind tunnel. But for rocket launches, aerodynamics don't really matter that much. What matters is thrust and gravity. All right, let's go ahead and activate this. Target the Earth. Before I forget. Yeah, I really don't understand how that could possibly count as shielded. Because, like, you can literally see the thing. Right, well, that was a colossal pain. Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, I basically just have read about this stuff since I got into KSP a few years ago, and enough of it sticks that it works well. Escape. All right, so we'll have a little bit left in the tank, which is good. It's always nice. Okay. We are now on escape. So let's ditch our upper stage. Well, let's see if actually there's anything we need to do to correct. Fine tune. Where's fine tune? There we are. In 30 days. So, yeah, we'll have to do that at, I guess, the target's AN or DN or whatever it is. So let's cast off the stage. And for once, I will remember to mark it as debris. Let's pull away from the stage a little bit. And let's look at these markers. Closest approach, 577. All right, so we overburned slightly. So let's clear away from the stage and swing around again. Back to prograde. Oops, wrong way. Let's see how close we can get. All right, let's focus on Mars. Too far. All right, that's about as good as that's going to get. Now let's fine tune. And that's coming in, I think, the wrong way. Yes, that's coming in the wrong way. Okay. All right, and let's see what it would cost to capture. Oh, conveniently, it's actually... All right. That's expensive. Just how expensive is it? We can capture. All right. Our first probes out are going to achieve Martian orbit. Sadly, we won't get the contract credit for Martian orbit because you have to do a flyby before you can do Martian orbit, I think. No, PAP fixed that. Once we do the flyby, the orbit contract will immediately open up, and then we can achieve Martian orbit. Excellent. Test flight doesn't take up that much of my screen, even when I have it expanded, so I'm not sure why it's taking up so much of your screen. All right, so even on this hyper-fast transit, we'll still be able to capture. That's truly wonderful news. And let's see where we'll be. That's in 222 days. 222 days is Earth orbit. 90, 180, 270, 235, 220. We should have comms. So let's add an alarm for the fine tune. And we are golden. Oh, we also have to add an alarm for SOI. In 2 days, 13 hours, and we need to launch the other thing in 4 days. All right, so we'll ride it out. We will definitely ride it out. Solar panels are getting 1.0, so let's turn on SAS. Oh, we have that on. Now let's turn on SAS. All right, save. Turn on science. Oh, we have to turn this off because it's always going to alert us because we haven't recovered yet from there. All right, so let's go outside the SOI, and then we'll have another 2 days before the other launch. All right, in 84 days, we'll fine tune. This is great. This is great. All right, so two days before the next launch. Pap, the Mars orbit contract will open up as soon as I transmit the data, right? And it will not require a new vessel, just like the Venus ones. Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. But yeah, I looked at it last time, and you looked at it last time, and it should all work. So yeah, we'll get Mars flyby and Mars orbit on these launches. I still want to launch the backup just in case. For example, we can expend some of the biological samples in the high Martian atmosphere. Only risk one of the two. Man, it's really only May 1954. That's funny. How long do we have until the crewed lunar orbit? November 1950. Oh, that's a while. All right, we should have Apollo before then. Although we'll be launching Apollo on crummy old technology, but whatever. It'll be okay. I'm considering an Eagle Block 5 to do the crewed orbit. Am I going to put humans on the moon by 1956? How much is the advance? $945. Yeah, could do it by 1955. Let's see. We need enough money to upgrade the pad, and then we need the pad to finish upgrading. If I really didn't care about my crew at all, then let's look. What could we use? We could use the Hangar cockpit. Oh, except it only has one node. Basically, we could run N1L3. We could have a stack where there's a crummy little pod. There's a lander with something super light, like maybe this. And we put a service module in it. It would essentially be an open cockpit lander. And we would do it LOR, I think, with the propeller-only docking ports, and you'd have to EVA out. It would basically, so, no, it wouldn't be N1L3. It would be an LOR version of Advanced Gemini. Just a one-person thing. Yeah, we could do that if we really, really needed to. And if we did it EOR, if we did it LOR instead of EOR LOR, or instead of direct descent LOR, then we wouldn't even need to upgrade the pad. We could fly it. We'd use an AJ-10 for a descent engine because it has unlimited relights to like stutter throttle it. Yeah, we could do that. But I kind of want somebody else to get a first, and then I'll go ahead and do that and get all the money for that first. But also, it would really be a stunt. And what I'd like to do is have enough time to actually do a serious architecture with a 3-person pod where nobody will go insane on the journey out there. But that is a fallback option. If it sounds like somebody's getting too close on my heels, then I will go ahead and just do a lunar landing. I mean, actually, technically, Lou Diamond could do it. The issue for Lou Diamond is hydrolocks. If Sound and Fury has the 800-ton pad upgrades, and once Sound and Fury unlocks hydrolocks and docking ports, then he will also be able to go for a crewed lunar landing. I'm not sure where our Sparky C is at the moment. I know where their techs are, but I don't know where our Sparky C's is. Yeah, it was a single open habitable volume, basically. Well, I mean the pressure hull inside the capsule was. Okay, so at 81 days we'll launch Ares 2. Okay. Why is that saying roll back? Oh, there we are. Launch. PAP, I might have. I might have changed the size limits. Don't think I changed the mass limits much. Oh, maybe I added more. Did I add more runway? I can't remember. Yeah, just check what I committed. I don't remember what I committed. I'm sorry. Or actually, I can, because I think I still have the file open. Let's see, custom barn kit. Oh yeah, and Sarbian actually did the change to custom barn kit that I was asking about. Let's see, launch pad, runway. The limits are, no, it always started at 50. So the height limits were always 15, 25, 40. They're now 15, 20, 25, 35, and 40 because we now have 5 tiers of runway. But the height limit was always started at 15 on the runway. That was a very intentional choice, so you can't launch rockets on the runway. You have to actually launch a plane. If somebody can find me a 1950s plane that stood more than 15 meters off the ground, I will up that limit. But as far as I could tell, even the buff, actually, sorry, some like late 40s, because I think that should probably be the second level runway, and that's 20 meters. Yeah, because actually with the craft mass limits, what a buff is like 200,000+ pounds, so that would actually be within 35 meters. All right, so we're going to launch this into the plane of the moon. And we're going to launch it even more aggressive than the last one, because we're going to pitch up slightly more on second stage. Because the runway doesn't have a rollout time, I believe. It's Scott Manley used that a lot. Because Scott Manley. Ah, ninjured by Pap. Because you still have to pay the build time. And 4, engine ignition, 2, 1, liftoff. So far, so not failed. Pap, I'm confused what you mean by custom formulas. As in, like, writing a custom function to use in a formula, or what? I mean, I would think that, like, literally every formula is custom because you have to write them all. So, yeah, I'm confused. I'm still confused. Well, like, example maybe? If you can just paste a formula line as an example, or is it that you're writing VBA code that interacts with the formula, or? Keep pitch level. We're going to underpitch slightly because of the high thrust to weight ratio. Hope we don't have the same RCS bug as last time. Okay. And ignition. Let's pitch back up. Ah, nice. Now I get what you mean. Yeah, now we just have to do the same thing for the actual entry cost modifier stuff. It's a good question. Let me think about how to do that, because I need to rewrite entry cost modifiers anyway, because really the system it needs to move to is one where you can give a part multiple tech tags. Like we could tag the 79, 89, 105, and H1 with the S3 turbopump or something, and that would be worth X million dollars. And once you researched something that had the S3 turbopump, that would be subtracted from everything that inherits the S3 turbopump. Or technically the Navajo turbopump, I guess. Yeah, I need to rewrite that code, I think, because the existing system we have is just not flexible enough. And that would give us the flexibility we need. And then your job in the Excel file would be very, very easy, because you could just tag each engine with the sub things it has, and it'll all get done for you, basically. The engine tag isn't something that the game knows about. The engine tag is simply put in the config node, and then the config node is checked, and the appropriate engine config is put on it. Yeah, and it then cleans up after itself, because KSP complains if there's something in a part node that isn't actually a part field. Yeah, it deletes it because part complains otherwise. Pap, we actually already have that. That's the multipliers bit. You don't have to set 0 as the multiplier. You could set something like 0.5. Okay, that's a bug in KSP then, if it's limiting it that way. That, or we have our numbers, that or we have the order of the numbers wrong. So I would suggest to whoever is trying that out that they try messing with the numbers in custom barn kit.cfg, changing the order of them, and see what dimension is the correct dimension for the 15 to apply to. Because it may be... Oh! Yeah, because in the SPH Z, it should be, so it should be like 20, 50. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I think that should be in Z. Sorry about that. That was a brain fart. Once you launch the craft, wait. Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm just wrong. I'm just totally wrong. Yeah, they should be 60, 60, 15, not 60, 15, 60. I did them the same order as the pad, and that's wrong. So yeah, try fixing it to that. All right, hopefully 9 degrees up pitch is fine. Cool, thank you. Yeah, I'm not certain, I'm not morally certain that will work, but I think it will. I think that's what the problem is. Let's pitch up a little bit more. Given last time, I don't trust it to be okay. There's that weird bug again. All right, that's close enough. And we have another 30 meters per second in the tank compared to last time. Now, as last time, we're going to extend these a little early. Now, let's get a Mars transfer. Mars, that's target. Advanced transfer. Try again. All right. Okay. Oh, looks like we were a little late. Whatever, we'll do that one. No, we'll do this one, I think. All right, that'll work. Now we can go a little faster even than that. 4107. Let's try this. All right. Hey, look, we can pitch down now. That's nice. Although only from one of these. And we can't roll right at all. So a different set of a different number of these thrusters bugged out. All right. Bill, no, it's not that the cheap region was bigger, it's that it's color-coded based on the minimum and maximum in the region view, not absolute numbers. So that color coding is relative, not absolute. Yeah, that catches people off guard. Okay. Man, we could have switched to the vernier only and done a direct descent mission. That would have been cool. All right, apparently there's literally nothing we can do to roll right. Well, whatever. Man, this is a pretty heavy probe, all things considered. 1.2 tons. All right, let's also activate this before I forget. Oops. Earth. Okay. Over half are burn, and we haven't even hit geostationary yet. There we go. Right on the money for what I'd expect it to be. There we are. And escape. And 800 meters per second excess hyperbolic velocity. That's growing up to Mars orbit. Now I'm going to see if I can cut this off a little bit early this time instead of a little bit late. 200, 100. Perfect. That time I cut it off just about right. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's interesting. Are we like going through Mars or something? Yes. I would say that we've nailed our escape burn. Yeah, so the problem with MechJeb isn't that its nodes are inaccurate or anything like that. It's just that it doesn't know how to deal with realism overhauls engines that don't throttle down. So it always overburns by about 1 to 5 meters a second. Let's see. Kill that. All right. Now, let's flip over and ditch that. Okay, mark this as debris. And do we now have a... Whoa, what happened to things? Where did our orbit go? Now we no longer have a closest approach. Okay. That was weird. I guess because burning radial really changed things a lot. Odd. That's not changing. Oh, now we have a periapsis again. All right. I really don't understand why flipping screwed things up, but apparently it did. All right, that is now close to acceptable. Okay. Oh, we were looking at the orbit line for the maneuver node. Oh, that's why. That's why. Fine tune. Okay. And let's make sure we're going the right direction. We are. Close enough. All right. Ares 2, fine tune. That's going to be a little earlier than the other one. We've got good solar panel coverage. Let's warp up and go home. Oh, except, no, we have to shoot. We need to ride it out through the SOI transition or things will get very, very borked. But we can do that from the tracking station. I don't think we have to activate the craft. As long as we're not at high warp during transition. Okay. Okay, now down to 1000x. $100x. $10x. We went through it. That's looking pretty good. Yep, that's fine. All right. So that was highly successful. Oh, right, I forgot. Bill says, remember, I fixed that bug. Yes, I remember that now. Sorry. I should have remembered that you fixed that. Okay. Well, we've got to wait 200 odd days for some science. It's not implausible that the Venus mission will get to Venus about the same time that the Mars missions get to Mars. Because I think the transit's something like 80 days on the Venus mission. So yeah, in 28 days, we'll have to think of something else to build if we want to keep our VAB busy. It's frankly super tempting to go ahead and install FASA to get the Gemini so that we can have some sane capsules and don't have to wait all the way for Apollo. But I think that would be a little cheeky. Especially because Blue Diamond playing the Soviets doesn't really have any answering move because it's not like anyone wants to use Voskhod ever. So I'll just wait for mature capsules, I think. So yeah, that concludes this episode. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.